I watched this video. Trump is welcoming the Prime Minister of Japan, and there was this little exchange. There was a guy asked a question about tariffs. Trump is standing up there, and he's talking about how these tariffs are going to work. Now, I want you to watch this video. When you have finished watching the video, I'm going to try to explain something that I caught off this. Now, nobody else seemed to catch this thing, and maybe it was nothing and I'm just stupid. I don't know. But watch the video.
Sure. First, this is the first meeting between Mr. President and Prime Minister Ishiba. So what kind of impression do you have on him? And number two, do you have an idea or do you have a plan to impose tariff against Japan so far? Thank you.
In terms of tariffs, I mean, we're going to have tariffs, mostly reciprocal tariffs, where we go with, and I'm going to be probably meeting on that Monday or Tuesday, have an announcement, probably a news conference, but probably reciprocal tariffs where a country pays so much or charges us so much, and we do the same. So very reciprocal, because I think that's the only fair way to do it. That way, nobody's hurt. They charge us, we charge them. It's the same thing. And I seem to be going in that line as opposed to a flat fee tariff.
So Trump says, well, I think we'll just have tariffs. They'll have tariffs on us. We'll have tariffs on them. There'll be reciprocal tariffs. And we'll just go that way. And that way, nobody gets hurt. It's just all even. Okay, I'm interpreting this as Japan says, okay, I'm going to put a 25% tariff. I'll just say tariff on everything because it's easier. And so the U.S. says, well, I'll put a 25% tariff on everything that you send us. So we're both putting tariffs on. What's a result of this? Now, tariffs are a tax. And so when I get goods from Japan and I have to pay 25% more, where's that 25% money go? It goes to U.S. Treasury. And in Japan, they charge a 25% tariff on our stuff. Where does that go? That goes into the Treasury of Japan. Now, is there a winner here, a loser, or nothing? I have to look at this and say, this is the dumbest thing you could do. You're putting a value-added tax on everything that comes from this other country. So the only winner here, now the losers are all the people, the consumers, on both countries. They both lose because they're paying more for a product. They're paying a tax on a product without really knowing they're paying a tax on the product, and it's going to their government. Now, I guess you could say, well, we can get rid of the deficit that way. Well, shouldn't we, don't we generally authorize taxes? Don't we, if a tax is placed on us, we vote on it? Or we put representatives in to do it? School levies come out. I vote on the school levies, whether I want to put money into the school. And we put representatives into our national Senate and representatives to, we authorize them to talk for us and to do taxes. But this thing is just done by one guy. I'm going to throw this tax on him. So, I don't know. This just seems idiotic. It's a tax that we have no input on. And like all tariffs, sometimes targeted tariffs are okay because there's people that are doing, bad things, subsidizing their industry or something like that. And by the way, we do a lot of that too. You can say, oh, those bad Chinese guys do all that subsidizing. If you've ever been a farmer, you know dang good and well you're subsidized. So I'm getting a little off subject here, but shouldn't we authorize these things if we wanted to do it? But in general, tariffs, they reduce the amount of trade. Everybody kind of goes into their own little box, We mine iron ore and make steel. Then we send it to Japan. And they make a special type of steel that we need to use. So we take our raw steel, send it to them, they put in whatever they're going to put into it, and then they send it back to us for us to make products out of that we need. Now, why wouldn't we just make that in the U.S.? Because the Japanese have already put the time and energy, money, all that into making this steel. And as long as they sell it at a reasonable price, there's no reason for us to make it. Just buy it from them. They've got all the experience in doing it, and they may do a better job than we do. And they're an ally. We don't need to say, we're not going to deal with you. We want everything here. Shouldn't we do that? And that would, tariffs would just screw that up something fierce. You wouldn't believe how many things that bounce back and forth between countries before the final product is made. I want to think about that one anyway. Anyway, if this makes sense, well, I don't know if it makes sense or not. That's it on this one.